Millz Young here, MMA Locker Room, part of Tony Picks, and we're about to go over this week's fights that's going to finish and fights that's going to go the distance. And we're going over the rounds and trying to get you guys the best predictions on, how to bet these fights and see, because over here, we're all about the overs and unders, and I'm going to be coming over all these fights and giving you guys the best betting numbers. So stay tuned. And if you guys want more exclusive detailed on a prediction video, head on over to Pick Dogs. You guys can watch the full prediction video. And if you guys want my exclusive picks, this is what you need to do. Hit the premium pick tab right here on Tony Picks, and that's where you guys will get all my UFC bets and everything. How'd you guys do last week? Okay, let's talk about it. Man, all right, so Tatiana Suarez just bombed it. I mean, who would have thought? She looked like Patrick Mahomes out there. On the predictions, though, man, we broke even, man. We went 6-6 on our fights to finish and go the distance. On the card, we went 5-6. We did hit some good bets, though, man. We did hit the over in the Prado fight, 2.5. We hit the under in the side card fight, under 2.5. And then we hit the over 1.5 in the Topuria fight. And we lost on the Tatiana Suarez. So, I mean, hey, man, 3-1. Can't complain, man. Let's start it off, man. Fast, quick, and easy. Let's go ahead, man. We're starting off with the first fight of the night. Julia Avila taking on Jacqueline Cavalcanti. Julia Avila took a year off. Now she's the underdog in this fight. Cavalcanti is a -700 favorite. The over 2.5 is at a -290. The under 2.5 is at a +220. I like the over in this fight. I definitely think it goes the distance. Cavalcanti has been able to go the decision and get the wins in all of her 3 fights in the UFC. I think she wins by decision and take this fight to go over the 2.5, and I think it goes the distance. Next fight taking place. We got Valter Walker taking on Don'Tale Mayes. Valter Walker, slight favorite, 230 on the books. Slight favorite, my butt. Big favorite on the book, man. The over and under, they got the over 2.5 at a -180, the under 2.5 at a +140. So in here, Don'Tale Mayes is a guy that, I don't like his volume. I don't like the way that he strikes. Valter Walker, he's a guy that, he's 1-1 in the UFC. One round, one of his fights by short hook. The other fight he lost by decision. I think this one does go to over 2.5 in here, and I like Valter Walker to get it done. All right, man, the next fight taking place. We got Elijah Smith making his UFC debut against Vince Morales. Elijah Smith's the favorite. He opened up a -220. Money came in on the dog. He's down to a -160. They got the over 2.5 at a -290. They got the under 2.5 at a +220. I like the over in this one. Why? Because Elijah Smith is a wrestler, and he's already been to the decision in this Dana White Contender Series fight. Vince Morales is a veteran to where, hey, man, it's going to be hard to finish a fighter like that. I do think now where the money's coming in at, it should be a little bit at this price tag right here. I like Elijah Smith to get it done. But really, I'm taking the over in this one. Give me the over 2.5 in here, man. I definitely think this one's going, you know what I mean, to the scorecards in this one. Next fight taking place. We got Gabriel Bonfim taking on Khaos Williams. Gabriel Bonfim, -2-1 favorite. Brazilian fighter out there. I think he's, 3-1 in the UFC. He's one of those guys, though, to where he usually wins by submissions, and he's deadly with them, right? He has his little brother fighting on the card, but as this fight gets extended, he sometimes slows down. The over 1.5 is going to be at a -150. The under is going to be at a +120. Khaos Williams is a live dog in this spot, man. You guys are looking for a live dog to bet on? This is one. All right, now look, the over 1.5, I do think it gets there. Khaos Williams does have that explosive knockout ability, but the finish, I can see this finishing like late second round, third, So give me the over 1.5 in this one, man. -154. Okay. Yeah, I can see it getting there, man. I can see these guys being more cautious, too, because they're both dangerous on each side. Next fight taking place. We got Rafael Estevam taking on Jesus Aguilar. Rafael is Estevam. He's taking steam. Got bet all the way up to a -480. Opened up at a -350. They got the over and under set at a 2.5. And that's going to be at a pick'em in here. Man, so in here, I got to go with the under, man. Just because Jesus Aguilar, he's a guy that likes to pull guard, pull guillotine. And, if that's not working for him, he might get finished. And if not, he's going to probably, be able to finish his opponents. He's got a lot of his wins by, submission. That's his path to victory in here, okay? So give me the under in this one. I don't think this one's going the distance. I don't know specific about the 2.5. I'm going to just play fight not going the distance. Because if they got the under at a -115, I'll play a little bit more sense and see how it goes. Next fight taking place. This one just came on short notice, man. Jared Gordon taking on Muhammad Ruziboev. All right, Jared Gordon's bet all the way up to what now? Minus 350 favorite out there. Okay, plus 280 on Ruziboev. Ruziboev, he's a guy that's been finishing his opponents earlier on, but it seems like, you know, he's been fighting lower level competition. His bigger brother fights in the UFC too. I don't know what the over is under is at because they don't have it in here. It's either going to go like this. Ruziboev's going to knock him out in the first round, or Jared Gordon's probably going to, you know, win a decision in this fight. In here, let's go ahead, man. Give me Ruziboev, man. Forget it, man. I think he can maybe, you know, touch him up. Sometimes when you're not preparing for a certain fighter and you have nothing to lose, on Ruziboev's side, he can go out there and just lay it all out in the first round. And Jared Gordon could be, you know, he was training and preparing for somebody else. So you never know, you know. I'm just taking a little bit of shot. But to be honest with you guys, the reason why is just because of the odds. But, you know, Jared Gordon probably should get it done. But, hey, man, I can see Ruziboev maybe catching him in that first round, man. Let's keep it going. Next fight taking place. We got Angela Hill taking on Ketlen Souza. You got Angela Hill, you know, slight underdog. Money coming in on Ketlen Souza. They got the over 2.5 at a minus 560. Yeah, man. The reason why is because women fights are always supposed to go the distance. And this one, I definitely think this one's going the distance to the scorecards as well. So give me, yeah, man. I think this one's definitely going the distance, but no use of betting on the fight for the finish or go the distance. And that one, too chalky of odds for me. Next fight taking place. Conor Matthews taking on Jose Delgado. We got Jose Delgado, man. He got bet up. Opened up at a minus 300. Now he's up to a minus 400 on the books out there. Both these guys, you know, have different paths to victory. Jose Delgado's going to be a little bit more entertaining fighter. He can mix it up. He's good with the striking, and then if that's not working, he can go to the wrestling and grappling as well. Conor Matthews, he's a guy that likes to stand out there, and, you know, he's going to swing and bang with you, you know what I mean? His top tier thing is standing out there and being tough, and he has power in his hands too. Clean striker as well. You know, this is the difference, though. Conor Matthews kind of looks to counter. He's going to be the one with maybe the more finishing upside in the early fight. Man, the price tag that Delgado's getting bet up to is unbettable at this spot. You know, both these guys are not trustworthy. They're both making their, I want to say, UFC debut off the Dana White Contender Series. Give me the over 1.5 at a minus 190 in this one, okay? I think this one definitely gets over 1.5 rounds. Next fight taking place, Rodolfo Vieira taking on Andre Petroski. Grappler versus grappler in this one. You got the favorite being Rivera at a minus 260, plus 225 for the dog. The over 1.5 is at a minus 190. The under 1.5 is at a plus 150. Man, these odds is a little bit too high for me, man. Give me Andre Petroski in here. I think that, you know, Andre Petroski come out that first round, maybe even win that first round. Second round goes, you know, get the wrestling again and slow down Vieira. And then, hey, be up 2 rounds and just have to get out that third round and not get submitted, man. But this is the thing. Both these guys are untrustworthy because they both slow down as the fight goes, and it shows. Rodolfo Vieira, he has some of the best jiu-jitsu in town, and, you know, Andre Petroski is a wrestler that puts his neck out there and doesn't have the best fight IQ out there. So let's talk about the over and under to get you paid. Man, the over 1.5 minus 190 is probably gonna go over, but I'm gonna just play fight not going the distance in this one. You know, because it's hard to get tricky with certain spots and predict it exactly the way it plays out. Let's just play fight not go the distance. Next fight taking place, potential fight of the night, man. Ismael Bonfim taking on Nazim Sadykhov. Ismael Bonfim's bigger brothers are already fighting on this card earlier, or younger brother, whichever one it is. They got Bonfim minus 218. The dog Nazim Sadykhov plus 180 in here. They got the over 2.5 at a minus 160, under 2.5 at a plus 130. The finishability is going to be coming from Bonfim more than Sadykhov. Sadykhov's been able to go to the decision with a lot of his opponents in the UFC. I like both these guys. I like both these fighters, okay? I think Nazim Sadykhov is a live dog in here, but I got to go with the favorite in here. I think he probably gets his hand raised inside just because I think when it comes down to the more ways to win a fight, that's going to be on Bonfim's side in here, man. We're talking about the over and under in here. Yeah, I can see this one getting over 2.5 rounds. So give me the over 2.5 in here. Yeah, I think that's the way. All right, man. Next fight taking place. We got Edmen Shahbazyan taking on Budka. Edmen Shahbazyan's a big favorite. Minus 350 on the books. Minus 390 out there as well. taking on Budka plus 310. They got the over 1.5 at a minus 180. Usually Edmen Shahbazyan fights his finish in the first round. But he has been going later on in rounds in here. I do think the over's in play in here because he's a fighter that, you know, he's been gassing out and slowing down. And he knows, hey, man, after those first 5 minutes, you're not the same. And that's usually when you lose your fights. So he's been slowing down recently more in his fights. Parlaying Edmen Shahbazyan at these price tags is something I can't get behind in 2025. But I do think he wins. And just based on the level of opponent, it's a real step down. I'm talking about step down. So with that being said, he probably wins inside the distance as well. But give me the over 1.5. All right, co-main event time. Cavalcanti taking on Youssef Zalal. We got Youssef Zalal, big favorite, minus 500 on the books. Opened up around minus 350. They got the over 2.5 at a minus 230. Under 2.5 at a plus 175. Now look, these overs are not implementing what Youssef Zalal has been doing in his UFC fights. All of his fights since he's been back in the UFC, I want to say he's finished his opponents inside the distance. Now, he did say in media day when we were listening to some stuff he was saying, he said, I want to be the first guy to finish Cavalcanti. With that being said, give me the under in here, man. This fight ain't going the distance, I don't think at all. I don't think at all. That don't sound too convincing, right? Let me convince you how now. All right, Cavalcanti got finished in his last fight, okay? He took that fight, and I think it was like his leg got hurt or something like that, you know. And then after an injury like that, you really haven't been training back in the gym. Your first fight back from there, who knows how you're going to take damage, right? And nobody in the camp is really, you know, just pumping out wins right now. You do got your other teammate on the card and Connor Matthews in here. But to me, Youssef Zalal inside the distance is the way it's to play this one and get us paid. Main event time. But before we do that, man, smash the like button for me. Everybody watching this, smash the like button. Hit the comments up for us over at Tony Picks, okay? We're going through every single fight. And hey, man, trying to get you guys paid to see, hey, if it's going over or under and how to bet these fights by the numbers. Cannonier taking on Gregory Rodrigues. Gregory Rodrigues is a minus 230 on the books. Cannonier plus 190 in here. Cannonier is on a bad stint right now. 0-2 in his last couple of fights. But the level of competition, the level of fighters that he's fighting are top tier. Damn near top 5. They are, right? Of course they are. Gregory Rodrigues is trying to creep up into that top 5, top 7 realm, right? I think he gets it done in here, man. They got the over and the under in this one, though. It's kind of a pick 'em. Over 2.5 out of minus 110. The under is going to be minus 120 for 2.5. I don't think this one's going the distance. But I can see this getting over 2.5 rounds. But I don't think this is going the whole 5 minutes. All right, so give me the fight to finish. And the fight not going the distance in the main event. All right, man. We went through every single fight for you guys. MMA Locker Room here with Tony Picks. Now, let's give you guys the parlay to get paid, okay? All right, man. I'm going to give you guys, let me see. Dang, man, everything not everything, but a lot of stuff is getting bet up, man. But give me Valter Walker. That'd be one leg right there. And then we'll take that with we'll take that with Valter Walker with Youssef Zalal. Yeah, all right, cool. There we go, man. So, give Valter Walker. It's the second fight on the night. He's taking on Millz. I just think that Millz is going to get cut after this fight. And then give me Youssef Zalal. This is a big step up for Youssef Zalal. But the way that he's been fighting as of late, man, all he has to do is get Cavalcanti down to the ground a couple of times because that's what Cavalcanti struggles with. Put those two, meet me at the window, and let's get paid. MMA Locker Room here, part of Tony Picks.